Hi, I'm Nadine Davis, and I am your professor for English 107 grammar. I am one of those weird people who really like to teach grammar and who really thinks that grammar is the foundation for your writing. You won't be spending a lot of time writing about what's a noun, what's a verb, what's this, what's that. There's some of that in the course. But what I want you to do throughout the course is to apply grammar concepts to your writing to improve your writing. A former colleague of mine found that students who use the constructions that I am going to focus on in this course become better writers. She identified the key parts of grammar that good writers use, and she defined good writers by students who had won awards for writing. And she took those elements and then she started teaching them to students and found that their writing improved more than teaching what's a noun, what's a verb, what's a preposition. You're going to need to know some of the names of those items, but that's not what you're going to really be tested on. What you're going to be tested on is how you apply these concepts to your writing. Sometimes when I am making these videos, and they will be seen frequently throughout the course, you're going to hear one of these two dogs barking, Abby or Spencer. I can't say which one barks more, but you'll hear them, and I wanted to introduce them so you know what that strange noise in the background is. If I stop the video, started over, it wouldn't make any difference because they bark in the second take. My credentials. I have a BA in English from Michigan State University, go green. I have an MIT in English from Saginaw Valley State University, and I have PhD work at Capella University on online learning, instructional design and online learning. I also have taken various workshops and in-service on writing through my 30 years here at Delta. I'm going to talk about when we get to the course site and show you the important documents you'll need to find. They will be in a folder in content that is labeled syllabus and other important information. And the syllabus is important. Reading the course outcomes and objectives is important. Reading the document I call odds and ends, it's sort of like the instruction manual to get started in the course. And reading about plagiarism. I do not accept plagiarism. If you copy somebody else's work, use somebody's work from the internet, you fail the course. Intellectual integrity is a big part of the course. The most important thing you can do in this course, since it's an online course and most of the material is in written form, is read carefully. If you have questions that you would normally ask in class and you would raise your hand for, go to discussions and choose the raise your hand form to ask the question. I check that form every morning and answer any questions that came in the day before. So if you ask a question at 11 o'clock about your assignment, that is due at 11:59 p.m., I will not have time to read that because I don't read it till the next morning. The keys to this course are mutual respect, negotiation, and compromise. Buzz Lightyear has it right. Respect everywhere. And that's what I like to have in the course. Sorry, my kids grew up on Bud Lightyear, so I'm still kind of back in that age. Now for the due dates. They are every Friday. Each assignment builds on the next. So if you miss an assignment, you're going to be really lost on the next assignment. And I don't accept late work. If you get behind in any course, and this is only a 12-week course, you will never catch up. Pure and simple. You will not catch up. Also, because each assignment builds on the next, you have to have that assignment in so that you can do the next assignment. I am very rigid when it comes to late work. I don't care if 3 dogs died and your grandma, all 3 of them or 4 of them that you have died on the same day and you have all these funerals to go to. No late work's accepted. Instructor availability. Because this is an online course, I do not know when you are having trouble unless you tell me. So, call me and I'll set up an appointment and I will meet you on campus or at a local coffee shop, okay? Also, there's going to be a link that tells you to register at remind.com, and that's so I can reach you. You can reach me through text through that website. That way we have an easier way to communicate. Also, if you register there, I can send out a group text to everybody with a reminder. Those don't happen very often, but it will happen. You can call me, whoops, I didn't proofread, anytime between 8 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. I will tell you that between 9 and 10:30 I am at water exercise at Sherwood Pool in Saginaw Township, so leave a message if you call during that time and I'll call you after my water exercise. Required books, Writer's Option, Essential English Simplified. There is a recommended book if you feel that you do not know enough about the parts of speech. You may use that book, but I am not giving any assignments out of that book. Attendance is important because if you miss assignments, you will not be able to do future assignments. If you forget, if you're not participating and you do not do the assignment on participles, 2 weeks later when you're asked to use that construction in your writing, you will not know what it is. If you miss 2/5 of the course and then you miss another one, and I'm talking about weeks, assignments each week. If you miss 2 weeks and then you miss a third one, and they don't have to be consecutively, that's throughout the course, I drop you. If you don't turn in your assignments for this week, the first week of the course, September 12th through 19, I drop you. Again, the biggest way you can show respect to me is punctuality and have your work in on time, and that you use respectful language on the course site. Now let's go to the course site. And I must have hurt my puppy. I'm sorry about that. When you get to the course site, you will see here in this section this video, and you will also see the link to remind.com. Once you finish watching this video, you will go to content. You will see a table of contents, and that is how you're going to work from the table of contents. You will use these weeks to find out what your assignment is. Don't go clicking around and going to discussions, Dropbox, quizzes. You're going to see everything you have to do in the class all at once, and you're going to panic because you're not going to know when you need to do it. So go here and you'll find the assignments. Before I show you this week's assignment and explain it, I want to go to the syllabus. When you're in here, there are documents in here that you are going to need to keep with you. The first one's the syllabus, and the second one is odds and ends, and that is sort of the how-to of the class. Download those and keep those with your books so that you can refer to them. Many times the answer to your question is found in those documents, and you can find your answer easily and not have to contact me or put it on the raise your hand form. Let's quickly look at the syllabus. I am not going to read it to you. I heard that somebody in Michigan, I think it was, sang their syllabus to their students. Please, I will not be singing to you. This is what the syllabus looks like. And yep, that's kind of how I look. I'm in my kitchen desk area, so you see the ceiling fan and the door. There I let my dachshunds out. I talked about the office hours. I talked about the email already. I talked about the books. My policies are based on the English division policies. I've gone over attendance policies. I want to talk, I already mentioned keep your language clean. I haven't had that happen in about 20 years, but you never know. I reserve the right to remove you from the course if you're disruptive. Now, if you disagree with a grade on assignment, contact me privately. You'll send me a private email. And I'll explain how I determined it so that you don't kind of let it fester and we'll talk about the grade so you don't think, well, she gave me a lousy grade. She must hate me. No, I don't hate you. What I'm trying to do is make you work hard and make you see what you didn't understand so that you can do better in the course. I shouldn't be saying so much. I've been trying not to. You need to respect your classmates as well as respect me, and punctuality also goes with the classmates. This is essentially what I said in the PowerPoint. This is something that's very important when you're on the discussion board. Type right in the text box unless the assignment says otherwise. And at the drop box, you attach a file. Don't type in the text box. Sometimes it takes a little while. These are other ways you can show disrespect. Please read those carefully. The grading policies are here. This is the general grading I put out for everybody, how I grade throughout my courses. And finally, you'll come into, when it loads, what I consider an A, B, C, and D, and E, or F, excuse me. And then these are the Delta College English Division policies, and please read through those. All of my policies come from these basic policies. When you're finished with the syllabus, you can go back to syllabus and other information. You can read the outcomes and objectives of the course. Now that's going to take you, and many of these will take you to a different window, a different tab here. You can read those, and then you can just go back to your other tab to find the course. Go back to syllabus and other information. Read the odds and ends. And then it takes a while sometimes for these things to load. Read about due dates, plagiarism policy, and discussion board etiquette. Please read discussion board etiquette so you know what I expect. I also have supplemental materials here, and they talk about different parts of speech. So when we get to these, you'll probably want to review some of this information. After you do that, breathe a sigh of relief. Maybe write down things that you think are important. It is important for people to take notes by hand, to actually handwrite them. So write down some things that you think are really important to this class. And, maybe back up the video and listen again and see what it is I'm talking about. After you've done that, here are the first week's assignments, and I will have a video every week that tells you about them. This opening video is the weekly assignment video and the class video all put together. Notice the week is from Monday to Friday. I explain what's due when. Sometimes I put a cute little graphic there, and I found this poem. I thought it was fun for the parts of speech. And then read here, there's the due dates. You're going to be writing an introduction. Yeah, it's the same old thing, But instead of focusing on you, who you are, what you are, that kind of thing, I want you to write about your concerns in the course, what you want to learn, and one kind of problem in your writing you want to correct by the beginning of the semester. And then reply to 2 of your classmates. You post the first post by Wednesday, and you have till Friday to reply to them. Notice how important deadlines are going to be. If nobody posts on time on Wednesday, then you're not going to be able to post anything by Friday. So it's incredibly important for you to keep to those deadlines. Then, throughout the week, you should be working on sentence structure. This assignment's due Friday, and I have a number of videos for you to watch, and a number of quizzes for you to take online. Now, these quizzes, I'm not grading. I'm not going to even know if you do them. Well, yeah, I will know, because you won't do well on the assignment. But you're going to read in Essential English these sections, and you're going to go to these web pages, and you are going to take some of those quizzes there. Then you're going to have a writing assignment, and the writing assignment is you're going to write a 500-word description of one day of the week as if it was a human. So if I picked Wednesday, I would start to describe it. You need 500 words about your day. Okay? Don't do every day. Narrow it to one day. Your description needs to be 500 words. It needs to be done in MLA format. And if you don't know what that is, you can click the link. You're striving to have, or not to have, sentence fragments, run-ons, few sentences, or splices. I'm looking to see if you can write complete sentences. And I want you to try to have one sentence that has a dependent clause, which you'll have read about here. You upload the writing as a document or a DOX file, DOC or DOCX. You don't write in the text box. And if you don't have Microsoft Word in order to make a doc or a DOCX file, you can get a free copy by going to this site. It's free to you because you are a Delta student. Now, if you have any questions or concerns about this video, I want you to go to discussions and to the raise your hand forum. Start a new thread. Put something in the subject box that kind of describes what your question is. Put your question and then click post. You do not have to post and raise your hand if you don't have any questions. I suggest that you view this video twice. And I would suggest you, the second time you go through, you take some handwritten notes. When you write things down, you are more likely to remember them. I am looking forward to this semester. I hope you are too. And hopefully then we will have a very good semester together, learning about how to make our writing stronger through grammar.